Hi, everybody. I want to say thank you very much for joining me. This is a very special presentation, a special conversation. I'm doing for Weird Homes Tour. Their Austin tour, the virtual tour, is happening September 5th. So super excited about that. Weird Homes Tour, they used to be only in person, but now they've moved to virtual, like all of us have during COVID. And I wanted to first throw out there, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, definitely use promo code TRYWEIRD at the virtual ticket and book tickets package. That's one that I've worked out with them with Tricycle Creative. It will save you 20% off of your ticket. Now, even if you don't want to get the ticket in the book, you can still just get a ticket. And what's important here is not just the cool weirdness, right? I know you're curious about what these weird Austin homes are, but the really cool thing that Weird Homes Tour does that I really love is that for every city they are in, they work with a local nonprofit. And that's why I'm here today to talk with the Austin local nonprofit. So without further ado, I want to bring in Susan McDowell. Susan, welcome to the video, whatever this, the show, if you will. Why don't you start by introducing yourself?
Well, thank you, Ross. It's Susan McDowell. I am CEO of Lifeworks here in Austin, Texas.
So why don't we start here? It's as good a place to begin as any, and that is the beginning. What is
Right.
Lifeworks?
Right, the very beginning.
Yeah.
So Lifeworks, we are a nonprofit organization here in Austin, Texas that has a mission of fearless advocacy on behalf of youth who are finding their pathways to self-sufficiency. And sometimes we're very heartfelt about our mission and our youth, but we also approach it in terms of what problem are we trying to help our youth solve, right? And we're helping our youth who are by and large young adults. So think 16 to mid 20s. We're helping our youth just reduce all of the barriers that they face to being self-sufficient, right? And usually along this pathway, many folks have, parents and teachers and grandparents who help them at this kind of critical time of not being a child anymore, but not being quite an adult anymore. Our youth at Lifeworks are youth who have grown up in foster care, or they've experienced a lot of homelessness, a lot of transition, a lot of trauma. So the Lifeworks network of support is really that kind of alternate network of advocates who are fearless. We're fierce in our devotion, and we create opportunities around housing, around mental health support, and around workforce and education to really help kind of build this bridge to adulthood and to self-sufficiency.
Homelessness is I say challenging with I recognizing that is not even the best appropriate word for it, but I have to believe that homelessness for that age range that you serve, I mean, I have to believe that they are kind of the very vulnerable at that in that age group.
So there's so many misunderstandings about homelessness, right? And I'm often asked, "Wow, you work with a whole bunch of homeless teens, right?" And that people are not being derogatory or demeaning, but I'm finding myself increasingly kind of gently redirecting people, because language matters, right? To use the term experiencing homelessness, because if you are experiencing homelessness, you know that it is because what has actually happened to you is you've experienced something or some things that are just terrible, like you have lost your family. You have ended up in foster care and transitioned 20 or 30 times without a network to age out to. Or you've made a mistake in your teen years and been in juvenile justice, and then you're discharged and you don't have a network of support around you. So you've experienced something really terrible, and as a result, you're battling with homelessness, right? But homelessness has such a stigma, so much fear around it, that we lose sight of the fact that you're there and you've experienced something tragic in your life. And then as a result, because of experiencing homelessness, you're encountering just a whole lot of trauma along the way that just kind of reinforces the challenges you already face.
Is it kind of like, almost like a domino effect, if you will, that it can kind of, I know the colloquial term as far as a gateway drug, if you will, but to say like, this is kind of something that can lead to other,
Right.
negative or stressful or challenging things that maybe that age group especially, but any age group may not be prepared to deal with.
Right. So, a little known fact about youth homelessness is that in Travis County, anyway, is that 76% of youth experiencing homelessness have been in foster care, juvenile justice, or both, right? So they've been in these big public systems that were never intended to raise children to adulthood, right? In kind of an institutional way, yet, but we're very critical that of them when they don't have success. So, just understanding that and understanding that a lot of the trauma in these institutions is just that youth are not getting the nurturing they need. They are being moved around a lot from kind of placement to placement or institution to institution. And they just need a whole lot of understanding and support to once they've been emancipated, to really make that bridge to adulthood. And housing is a huge part of that.